What's up? First video of the new year for me. So, strap on your seatbelt. This year, it's going to be full of controversy. Full of everything that you like and full of info. Now, I feel that we need to focus on the guy that was pretty much the basis of this, who's kind of like hid in the cracks, but who's responsible for it all. Alex Ariza. Okay? Now he's come out to say, and you can follow with me on this. Alex Ariza states that Manny Pacquiao does take supplements. When before we heard Freddie Roach say he just eats white rice and just really being sarcastic. But he did say that just multivitamins and trace minerals and a mixture of supplements for his kidneys and livers because he's taking so many calories that he had to do it. But he says it's perfectly legal, and it shows in his urinary test that he does. But as we, give him the benefit of the doubt, which I did, I know for a fact that it's almost impossible to make that kind of jump without taking supplements. So he just proved me right when I said Manny Pacquiao was taking substance. For all the Pacquiao fans who's going to argue me that he's just completely natural when it comes from above, he's taking supplements. Now let's look at Alex Ariza and his career, so we can get a little bit of a background, because he's a guy we kind of don't know anything about since he just got here. Alex Ariza was born in Colombia. He's about 37 years old. Now this guy used to work for the Sacramento athletic department, and when he was there at the athletic department, he worked at the gym, of course, and met a lot of guys who were heavy power weightlifters, and he was training them to get stronger as far as how to increase strength and maximize things, and he knew a lot about supplements and how to get them bigger and stronger. So one of those guys ended up becoming a bodyguard for Diego Corrales, and Corrales was needing a strength trainer. So he called up Alex Ariza and was like, hey, you want a job? It's going to pay you about $1,500 a week. You can be a strength coach. Bam, he quits the job right away. He's working with him and Corrales, and everything was going well until the Floyd Mayweather fight, where they said Corrales had the flu, he couldn't make weight. He didn't know how to keep Corrales strong while trying to reduce his weight. Then he said the flu, they blamed that. It was pretty crazy during that time. But ever since Corrales went to prison, 2001, boom, he was out of a job. And everything backfired, so he started working with Eric Morales. Angel Man Freddy did a couple of fights with him. And then pretty soon, nobody realized that they didn't need him. So he was out of boxing. This guy was pretty much out of boxing for a year and a half. Till a year and a half ago, this guy was working at a gym again, trying to do one of those export type gyms where they have personal trainers there, and you want training, you just go see Alex Ariza. And he was selling vending machines to all these different companies, out in Vegas, hotels in Vegas. Y'all need some vending machines? He's right there. You see Alex Ariza. So he kept hanging around the wild card gym, trying to hang around and see what he can get. Talking to Freddie, and Freddie Roach is don't really hire guys outside like that. So he puts him with Andre Arlovsky back in 2008. Let him work with him, the UFC fighter. Let him work with him. All of a sudden things were going good, and then he started bringing in Amir Khan and Manny, and the rest is history. And ever since then we saw a metamorphosis with him. Now this is the second time around for him, which means this is his last shot. And unlike a lot of trainers, they don't have lengthy contracts. And he's not a trainer. He's pretty much just a conditioner and nutritionist, and that's his job. But they're giving him all the credit as far as the metamorphosis, the change with Manny, because it was dramatic. He went from a guy that was just wear you down with attrition to like a knockout machine. So a lot of things were put in perspective because there's been a lot of changes as far as like GNC and products and things like that. But he says he's aware. I say we give him the benefit of the doubt, but I just want to let people know who Alex Ariza is and where he stands right now. So that's what his appointance is. That's what he stands. That's about as much background information I got on him from talking to a lot of guys that work with him. I only knew like maybe two, and everybody else is like, I don't know where this guy came from. You know, who's he worked with. So that's about as much background information I got, and just keep in tune. 2010 is going to be a big year for boxing, and I'm going to have more information, more everything.